making batteries is complicated. If it wasn't, all of these companies would have already succeeded and deployed their products. I turned to Voltaiq. Harmonization is key. Democratization of putting it all on one platform is key. And then it also means is that when you have a new cohort of engineers who are used to that mentality of saying, the data's at my fingertips, I can check it whenever I want. I don't need to walk over there with my thumbstick. I can share it with my manager, get their feedback immediately, and then get back to work. How much the data needed cleaning up? Yeah, that's really where a lot of the time goes.
So can you talk
When one of my team members started integrating a lot of DQDV plots, depending how frequently you were collecting, depending on how jaggedy your system was, depending on whether or not it was, an Arbin versus a blah, blah, blah versus a blah, 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 you could spend probably hours just playing with your own manual filters to try to clean up that data, let alone getting multiple data sets in a beautiful gradient that you guys have. No one will look at the data if it's hard to access the data. There's a reason why everyone defaults to capacity versus cycle life, right? It's the easiest thing to export from all these cyclers. There's a lot of nuance to that in terms of, you can get capacity out in many different ways, right? So yeah, understanding the nuances of that is helpful. You can spend more time focused on what the data's telling you. Yeah. I really started looking to Voltaiq because I was really frustrated by the inefficiency of getting the data in front of people's eyes. The inefficiency of having to go to every physical cycler to look at data, or going to every physical cycler to export data and then put them on central computer, is the key barrier that I was trying to solve at the time before I had a large team. When you have more than one cyclers, you can't have everyone sitting in front of all the cyclers. You need to share, especially for newer people, encouraging that tinkeringness with the data. It's not this big, scary, I don't understand how an Arbin or a Maycore works. No, it's there, right? Just go look at all the files, go look at what it's doing, understand schedules. And that's how a lot of my team comes up with new ways of writing scripts and schedules to really be more efficient. My team can make a workspace. The data, they can dump in the kinds of information we're interested in, it automatically updates, and then we can all see it in real time. And it's not so much about we're stuck in Excel, oh, copy paste that here, ooh, readjust that here, oh, do this. No, it's like, okay, we can see it, we can make a choice. Voltaiq has the advantage of not just software, but that subject matter expertise to really sort of give you that lovely end-to-end service and solution.
What sort of teams in South8 are using Voltaiq today? What kind of engineers?
The classic one, of course, is a standard R&D team. The product testing and the battery testing side of things. These are people who have to think through our entire manufacturing process, our entire design process, and harmonize all that metadata and link it to cell performance in the end, because that's the product in front of our customer eyes. That's the representation of our technology. I definitely use it for root cause analysis. How about root cause analysis? Because that's what I use. At South8, what we're looking to do is develop processes, materials, equipment to enhance the deployment of our core technology to allow us to develop better solutions for our customers. So what we've done is we've set up a pilot line to demonstrate a lot of these concepts. And through that, what we also learn is a lot of the challenges that people have when they're making a lot of changes on their line and when they're trying to chase down performance metrics. And so with Voltaiq, we've been able to integrate metadata into your system so that when we do have anomalous electrochemical signals, we're then able to track down key features of that production process, link it to other batches that may have been correlated to that, and actually do fundamental root cause analysis. We had a week where we had a very large deviation in performance, and I looked through probably 6 to 7 different steps in the manufacturing line, and we were able to dig down exactly where it was because there were a lot of changes happening at the same time. As with anyone who is trying to go from fundamental R&D to product deployment, the most precious resource is time, right? So yes, we can all say we are looking for enhanced performance, right? That extra amp hour or that extra little beef of stability at the end of the day. But to me, I think the greatest KPI is those time savings. The time savings to do root cause analysis and FA, and then actually containment and then deployment of solutions. Or faster time in terms of process development. right? When you're deploying a new system, you are tinkering with 15 different variables, right? How do I then correlate all that tinkering to performance in the end? And then, of course, what that ultimate comes down to is a yield target along with a cost target, right? They all go hands in hand.